Yellow.
Hello?
What's up? You here to debate?
Yeah.
All right. What's your name and how old are you?
My name is Gabriel, and
All
I'm
right.
41.
All right. And which topic did you want to debate about?
Do you really believe that you should be able to abort 9-month-old babies?
Yeah, I believe somebody can terminate a pregnancy at any time during the pregnancy. Yeah.
What I mean, do you consider the child at all? Because at 9 months, that is a child.
Yeah, I think that at 9 months you should have abortions that prioritize the life of the fetus because I believe the fetus to have sentience. Therefore, it would gain moral consideration, but you can still remove it. You can still terminate the pregnancy and remove it from your body.
Remove it from your body.
Uh-huh.
You say things in real technical terms, scientific terms.
Yes,
Remove it from your body.
Yeah, I like
What
to be
about
technical about
what
the
if
things I
what if
say.
it is a child?
You can still remove it from your body. Why wouldn't you be able to remove something from your body?
Because it's not. That shouldn't be a choice that you should make if it's a human being.
Yeah, removing it from your body doesn't mean you're going to kill it. It just means you're taking
What
it out
do you define abortion as
the medical termination of a pregnancy. Specifically, it's the evacuation of the
So what does
contents of the
terminate
uterus.
mean?
Terminate the pregnancy would mean to end a pregnancy.
And so what you're saying is that you believe that you can end a pregnancy without terminating the baby. So you don't really believe
Yes,
that a 9-month-old baby
end
should be
pregnancies.
terminated.
Correct. That's why I say terminate the pregnancy, not terminate the fetus.
Well, that makes it a lot more clear because I would think that would be outrageous to terminate a pregnancy. Now you say abolish police.
Correct.
Is that correct? So what about all the people that live in neighborhoods that are criminals thrive at? Mostly black people that are living inner city neighborhoods or what people would describe as the hood.
Yeah,
What do they do?
Why are inner city neighborhoods the way that they are?
Because of crime, because
Why does
of
crime
immorality.
exist no, it's because of poverty. Crime is
It's because of immorality.
No,
because
crime is directly linked
black
to poverty.
parents, I'm black myself, because if
Right.
black
So
parents
am I.
took care of their children in the same manner as other ethnicities, black people don't get married.
Internalized white supremacy.
Most black kids don't even have black fathers.
That's not true.
That's why.
Per a study by the CDC, black fathers are actually the race that's most likely to be in their children's lives. So try again.
While being married to the mother.
What does it matter
Is that what you're
if they're
referring to?
married if they're in the child's life?
Yeah, so they're in the child's life, but so they don't have a two-parent household.
It does. Wait, yeah. In the CDC study, it shows that a lot of them do. A lot of them live with their children. They cohabitate.
They cohabitate. So
Correct.
is crime regardless of the CDC statistics, is crime more prevalent in the hood or in the ghetto?
Yes.
Or in the trailer park?
Because of poverty.
It's because of poverty.
Correct.
So it's to get rid of the police. How would that solve the crime?
The movement to abolish
Who's going to do that part then?
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted an answer or not. So
yeah, I do.
The movement of abolition does not call for a direct removal of police immediately. What it calls for is a correction of the systems of policing and prisons, which currently are focused on carceral and retributive justice, and replace them with systems focused on transformative and restorative justice. Transformative justice.
So rehab. You want them to go to rehab, right?
I was explaining it
rehabilitation.
To you. I was explaining it to you before you started talking. So transformative.
Well, I mean, just to get to the point, you're saying that you believe in a system where rehabilitation overcomes being institutionalized.
So restorative justice is rehab. Transformative justice is not rehabilitation.
So what is transformative justice?
So as I was explaining before you started talking, transformative justice would be focusing on the systemic issues which cause crime and correcting those systemic issues so that we see the crime rate drop.
Poverty, right?
Correct.
Poverty. So how do you solve poverty?
There are literally hundreds of ways.
What's your
Hundreds.
way of solving poverty? What do you think you should
There's
do?
a million things we can do. We can do universal basic income. We can raise the minimum wage. We can make healthcare free so that people aren't in debt by
So you want
healthcare.
to
We
make
can
it an
fix
even playing field,
education.
basically, right?
An even playing field. Yeah, I think no.
Yeah.
Everybody. I think everybody should have equal opportunity and equal distribution of
Well,
systemic
what if
functions.
I want to make a lot of money, way more money than you? Are you stopping on my rights to do that?
The fuck are you talking about?
You said universal equality. What if I don't want to be
Universal
equal to you?
basic income. What the
What
fuck do
what
you
if I
mean?
don't want to be equal to your income level?
That's not what equality means, you absolute fool. Are
Okay,
you
I'll
are
be a
you
fool. But
are you
what if
dumb?
I don't want to
Are you
be
wait, can I
equal?
have a real this is a real serious question. Were you born
Yeah.
dumb, or did it take like something to happen in life to make you dumb? To believe that equality means you have equal income to people.
No, I don't. I'm not born dumb, but that's fine. So
Like,
when you're
what?
saying that you want to deal with poverty, you want to do what?
I just explained it. I want to make it so that people aren't disproportionately poor, that there's not a disproportionate wealth gap in the
How are you
country.
going to do that?
Oh, okay.
You said you want to make
Yeah,
it that
no.
way.
Yeah.
How are you going to do
Sorry,
that?
I didn't mean to interrupt you interrupting me. Go ahead.
No, how are you going to? You're saying statements, but you're not saying how you're going to do that.
Uh-huh.
How would you do that?
Damn, it's almost like I was in the middle of answering you when you started talking again.
Okay, go ahead.
Why would I go ahead for the third time for you to just interrupt again?
I mean, you've insulted me several times, and I ignored that. But I really would like an answer to
I
how
insult
you
people
would
when
do
they
that.
say yes. I insult people when they interrupt me and say dumb things. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
that's fine. You just did it again, but that's fine. How would you do that? How would you level out the playing field for everybody in the United States?
Damn, it's almost like I gave you ways that we can do that already.
You started to give me some ways. I'm waiting
I
for you to
gave you
finish
I
it up,
gave you
though.
multiple ways. I said we can do universal basic income. We can fix the minimum wage. We can make it so that
What's
healthcare is free.
universal basic
Okay.
income?
Exactly what the name says. It's a universal
So it's
basic
a
income.
go ahead.
So that everybody has at least a basic income that they receive, so they do not have to deal with like abject poverty.
Regardless if they work or not.
Correct. It would be universal. A
Okay,
universal.
so you want the
basic
government
income.
to take care of you.
I want the government. Yes, I think the job of the government should be to take care of its citizens. Yes. Yeah.
No, the job of the government is not to take care of its citizens. The job of the government is to take care of the citizens that need to be taken care of, not everyone.
I believe every
If
person
you're able
needs
to
to be
work,
taken care
you
of.
should get up
What-
and work.
What does this
There
mean?
are
I believe
social safety nets that
believe
are out
every
there for
person should be
people
taken
who
care of.
cannot work, and those are the only people that should be allowed to use them.
Yes, social safety
That's
nets
it.
are not comprehensive, and they oftentimes lack the proper funding to help every person that needs the help.
Well, it kind of sounds to me like you want the government to be more involved with your life.
Nope, I want the government to provide the basic needs of the people who it governs.
Why can't you provide your own basic needs? That's my
I
question.
can and I do provide my own basic needs. I'm not
So who are you
specifically
fighting
talking
for?
about every single person. I'm fighting for everybody. Every single human being.
Everybody doesn't want to follow you.
Did I
Everybody
say-
doesn't
what
want.
the fuck
I don't want.
who has to follow me?
I
What
don't
the
want
fuck am I-
universal basic care.
Okay, so don't get it then. Opt out of it.
Well, I mean, if it's the
say
very term
opt out.
universal
Fucking
means the
fuck do you mean?
uniformity.
So opt out of it. You think
Opt
we
out.
won't
I
give?
have
You
to
think we
opt
won't
out
give?
of being taken care of by the government. I
You
should
have to
opt in
You would
to be taken
you would
care
have
of by
to,
the
you would
government.
opt out of a universal basic income. If you don't want it, tell the government you don't want it. Work all day. I don't care, homie. When we sit here and talk about these policies, right? These policies are being created because there's a giant wealth disparity in the world. 1% of the global population owns 63% of the global wealth. Most people in the
And
world only make $2,000 a year. If
who
you don't
makes
give
$2,000 a year
this is the average income of people in the world. This is the worldwide
in the
average
world?
income. Yep.
So when you say universal basic needs, you mean you would like for the world
Yes.
to have
I
universal
don't
basic
think
needs,
I
not
think
the
there
United
shouldn't.
States.
Yep. I don't believe that anybody should suffer in the world. I think everybody in a world where we have enough resources,
You
everybody
don't
should
think
be
people
given.
should suffer? Wow. So if a person is lazy,
I'm sorry.
they don't get up, they don't
You
go to
think
work,
people should
they shouldn't suffer?
You think people should suffer?
Yes, if they don't work.
You're such a piece of shit, dog.
Yes, if you're capable of
You're just straight
working
up a
and
piece
you
of
don't
shit.
get up and work, you should suffer.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit. I mean, great, good for you.
Well, I'm a piece of shit because
not to virtue signal, but yes,
I'm
you're a
piece
bad
of shit
person.
because I believe people should work for what
Not
they
to
want.
virtue signal, but yeah, you're a bad person. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so I'm a bad person
Yeah.
just because I think people that are able-bodied people and could work, and they are suffering, and they will not pull themselves out of suffering, then that makes me the bad person.
Correct. Yeah, you are a bad person. Yes.
Wow. So do you see how you figured out a way to turn reality upside down?
No, the reality is still the same.
No, the reality is that if I have children, and the reality is that my child does not go to school and apply himself at school, he will get bad grades. And if he gets bad grades, it's his fault. The reality is that when my son decides to marry whoever he decides to marry, and if he doesn't go get a job to take care of his family and they're suffering, that's his fault.
Yeah, except that when you look at a capitalist system, the fault is actually with the owner class. It's with the 1% who are hoarding the wealth. Do you think
No,
stop talking. Do you think so 63% of all wealth is given to 1% of people. So you believe that 37% of wealth can be evenly divided between 99% of people?
I don't believe in dividing wealth, period.
Yeah, because you're a piece of shit. You think that
you can call me a name. That's just my opinion.
No, this isn't calling you a name.
You keep going to name calling.
This isn't calling you a name.
You keep going to name calling because
this isn't calling you a name. It's inferring based on the things you're saying. So what you're claiming right now is that it doesn't matter.
You can pay the pig all kinds of ways.
What you're saying right now, I'm absolutely insulting you. Yeah, 100%. But I'm insulting you.
It doesn't bother me.
I'm insulting you based on the shit that you're saying. You're making this claim that it doesn't matter how much wealth is being taken from the people that are actually generating the wealth.
They're not taking anything. Those people,
the 1% of people
that does not have wealth.
Explain to me why.
You don't deserve it.
Explain to me why the cost of living has risen, the cost of goods has risen, the cost of everything has gone up, but worker pay has remained stagnant.
It's called
Explain
inflation.
to me why that. Explain to me how inflation goes up
Economics
when worker
101.
pay dummy. If you keep interrupting, you're gonna keep sounding stupid.
Dummy.
If you keep interrupting, you're gonna keep sounding stupid. If the cost of living and the cost of goods rises, but the cost of worker pay doesn't, what happens to the worker?
What happens to him? You tell me.
It's kind of simple math, my guy. If the cost to buy things rises, but the cost of your pay stays the same, what happens?
I don't know. You go get more money. That's what happens. See,
Again,
the thing that I'm about
people want to go. People want to go. Well, Jovan, why do you keep insulting Jovan? Because he says dumb shit like this. Because he says dumb shit like this, Jack. You want to say, why do you keep interrupting? Because you keep saying dumb shit like, well, you should just go work more. What the fuck do you mean? The cost of pay
everything
is stagnant.
that I'm saying is dumb, then that means you don't respect my opinion, which goes further to say that I would never want to live in a society where I have to be intellectually as smart as you because of your ideas. That makes me dumb.
I'd like you to just be smart, period.
Well, everything it's all about objectivity. For you, I'm not smart because I don't agree with you. I'm everything in the book because I don't agree with you.
I don't care if you agree with me, but when I say worker pay has remained stagnant for the last 15 years, and you go, well, go get more money. So you would rather people have to work multiple jobs. But were you not the person that's saying people need to be in the homes with the kids? How are they going to be in the home with the kids if they're working multiple jobs?
They need to go to work.
How are they going to be home with the kids if they're working multiple jobs? How are they going to be home with the kids if they're working multiple jobs?
Nobody should sit at home with their kids all day.
So you don't actually want people home with the kids like you said earlier?
No. I want a man to wake up in
And
the
chat,
morning,
you keep
go to
asking me
work,
why
come
I
home,
call him stupid.
spend
Chat.
time with his children.
How
go
is he
to
going
bed
to
at a
come home
decent
and
hour so
spend
he can
time with
wake
his
up and go back to
children?
work in the morning?
How is he going to spend time with his children if he has to work multiple jobs? If he's working a
Well,
full-time job,
that's the thing.
if he's
If you
spending
have
40
to work multiple
exactly.
jobs, that means you need to go get yourself educated and get some
How's he going to
paperwork so
go
that
get
you
an
can better yourself.
education if he doesn't have the money to pay for an education?
Financial aid, the government offers financial aid for low-income people
think
100% of the day.
No, we've already talked about how these programs are not comprehensive, they're not available to everyone, and they have cutoff points. You've already agreed that they're not comprehensive and available to everybody. So again,
I haven't agreed to that.
If you make just over the threshold, right? So that you are now you're working 2 jobs. So now you're making over the threshold to pay for your kids, right? You're working 2 full-time jobs so that your kids can eat. You need to go to school. When are they going to study?
Mm-hmm.
They're working 2 full-time jobs and they have kids. When are they studying? When are they going to study?
I have a full-time job. I'm getting ready to graduate from school with my cybersecurity degree. I have a daughter that works. And she goes to work every day.
You have a daughter that works. That's amazing. I'm glad that you have a daughter that works. So that means you can do the job, your full-time job, and go to school because you have a daughter that works. But what about people that have 1 or 2 kids that are still in school?
Bills.
I'm not saying that she's paying bills, but you don't have to. I'm not saying that you're paying. I'm not saying that you're paying bills. I'm saying you don't need to get child care because she's old enough to go to work. What about the people who need child care?
I raised her since she was a child. I've never had to. I've had issues with. I've had issues with finances, with paying bills. I've never depended on the government or any other man to instruct me or to give me anything.
Yes,
I got up off my ass and I got it for myself.
Yes, I love that you're able to work out your survivorship bias and go, well, because I made it through, everybody should be able to make it through.
No,
but
you
there's
should stop
more
whining about
people,
not being able to make it through.
And you should give a shit about people.
Be yourself.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to tell. I don't know how to tell you this, but you should care about people. I don't know how to tell you this.
Other people.
I don't know how to tell you this, but you should give a shit about other people. I don't know how to tell you this.
If you don't think I give a shit, then that's your fault.
You clearly don't. You clearly don't give a shit. What do you mean?
I don't have to justify what I say. I don't need people to pat me on the back. That's the definition of waking up and going to work in the morning.
You did just need someone to pat you on the back.
You have a mentality that states that if people don't agree with you, they're dumb,
you did
they're
just need somebody to pat you on the back.
and all the things that you say, which is a liberal leftist attitude. And that's fine. You can say those type of things because this is a free country.
You literally did just need somebody to pat you on the back.
I fought for your right to beg.
Yeah, you did. You quite literally did just need someone to pat you on the back. That's why when I was talking
No.
about
I don't need you to pat me on the back. I don't care if you pat me on the back.
Then you know what I don't want to hear?
To beg.
Yeah. Okay. This is again you asking for people to pat you on the back. You're like, well, I fought for your right to do that. I don't give a fuck.
I fought for your right to
I didn't ask you to
beg.
fight for shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you're in the
I know
military.
you didn't ask for
I don't
it.
care.
You didn't ask
I don't
for it.
care.
You didn't ask for it.
I don't care. It doesn't mean anything to this
still did.
conversation. It means quite literally all but fuck all, homie. When every time I've pointed you out a contradiction in your logic, you fucking obfuscate into some nonsense.
No, you can't contradict hard work, man.
There is no hard work, dummy. Some people...
Yes, there are men that go out and work hard every day, and they do not complain.
They should. They shouldn't have... They should... No, they don't. No, they don't.
Yes, they like it.
No, they don't.
Men like to work hard.
No, they don't.
I know you wouldn't believe it.
Why is the male suicide rate so high if they love hard work?
Why is the male suicide rate so high?
Why is the suicide rate so high if they love hard work?
Maybe because y'all try to make masculinity a bad thing in the world.
If masculinity is so good, why does it matter what we say about it? That wouldn't mean make them kill themselves.
It doesn't matter. That's the definition of masculinity.
Why is one of the constant reasons studied and depicted for male suicide being the pressures from work? Why is that constantly listed as one of the reasons of male suicide?
Tell me you was raised without a dad without telling me you was raised without a dad.
Yeah, you see, that's an obfuscation. Address the point. You can't address the point. So you know there's a difference. No, you didn't.
Weak.
No, you didn't. You know there's a difference. The fun fact is when I insult you, here's the fun fact. I don't want your daughter. 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 I don't give a fuck about your daughter. I don't want your daughter. I don't care about your fucking daughter.
That's fine. But if she
here's
brought
the
somebody
difference.
home
Here's
like you that
here's the beautiful
whines,
difference. Here's the beautiful
I
difference.
would be
Here's the
afraid
beautiful
for
difference.
her life.
Here's the beautiful. I'm afraid for her life with a dad like you. But here's the fucking difference.
No.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference.
She's a happy girl.
Here,
and
you want
she
to hear
does
the?
what
I'm
she
sure.
wants to do,
Yeah, I'm sure.
And she's
Here's
going to school, and she
Yep,
does
I'm
what
sure.
she wants to do, and
Yeah,
she
I'm
doesn't
sure.
cry.
Yeah, I'm
She's
sure.
a female, but she
Yeah.
doesn't cry.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I think it's great to have a dad who calls his
You
daughter
should
a
be
female.
embarrassed, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not.
How
Here's the
does
fun
it
fact.
feel
Here's
to
the
wake
fun
up every
fact.
morning
Here's the fun fact.
and want something
Here's
from
the fun
somebody else?
fact. Here's the fun fact. Every time I insult you, I do it while addressing the nonsensical points that you make. Every
I don't
time
care
you
about your
every
insult.
time you insult
How does
me,
it feel
every
to
time
wake
you
up in the
insult
morning
me,
knowing you're gonna beg
I'm
somebody
gonna keep
for
talking.
something
I'm gonna
as
keep
a man?
talking. I'm gonna keep talking. Every time you insult me, you do it because you don't have an answer to the points I bring up.
No,
this is
I'm
the
asking
difference
you a
in
real
us.
question.
This is the difference in us.
How
Right? This
does
is the
it
difference
feel
in
to
us.
be a man?
The difference is I'm addressing your points and explaining why they're stupid and why you're stupid for having them, and you just can't
Okay, that's
fathom an
fine.
argument,
But
so you
I'm
just
asking
make
you a
up
question.
shit.
How do you feel as a man when you wake up in the morning?
Amazing. I
ready
feel great.
to beg somebody for
I feel great literally every morning. I love it. I love my
Okay,
life.
I think you're a shitty person.
Oh, that's wonderful. Address the arguments that I've brought up. Address the
Yeah,
actual arguments.
I think that you're a shitty
Address
person.
the- yeah,
I wouldn't
address
put
the
you in
arguments.
charge of anything because you
addressing
would
of the
not be
argument.
able to handle it.
Not addressing the argument.
That's fine.
I'm waiting for you to address the arguments.
The argument, there is no argument.
There's been multiple
this is
arguments.
just plain, simple reality.
There has been multiple
if you
arguments.
don't work
Yeah.
for what you
I've
want,
made
you
multiple
don't
arguments.
deserve it.
I've made multiple arguments that you've not addressed. Are you going to address any of them?
If you don't work for what you want, you don't deserve
Got
it.
nothing to do with the argument I brought up.
Yes, it does. You think
It quite
you
literally
think
doesn't.
you need a universal
It's not an
basic
addressal of the
income.
argument. Yep,
That's
not addressing the
ridiculous.
argument. Here we go again. Not addressing the argument. I'll keep
Okay.
waiting. I'll keep waiting unless you don't have an
Tell
answer,
me you
which
was
I
raised
assume
without.
you don't.
I mean, I can tell
Yes,
by
tell
the
me
way
you
you
was
talk.
raised. It's you not
You
having
haven't
an
been
argument.
around
Yep.
any men. You
Yep,
get
it's you
your
not-
ideas
yep.
from women.
Again, you not addressing the argument. There we go. Again, doing it again.
All right.
Doing it again.
All right, bud.
Refusing to address the argument.
No, I'm done talking. I'm done talking. I actually have things to do.
You seem to be
But that's why I
continuing
called
talking.
in.
For somebody who's
Your
done
moderator,
talking, you
he
keep
kicked
talking.
me out a lot. But that's fine.
For somebody who's done talking, you
Now,
keep talking.
I want you to have a good day. And when you wake up in the morning,
For
start
somebody
thinking about how
done
you
talking,
can better
you keep
yourself
talking.
without begging.
For somebody who's done talking, you keep talking.
All right. You have a blessed and beautiful day, my man.
Have the day you deserve.